Good afternoon. This is the VELCO Weather Hazards number 3 on this Friday afternoon, and this is for the incoming high wind system that's going to be moving in along with a shot of rain on Sunday. We have a lead system. This is the first one that's moving up in our neck of the woods here, climbing up over the top of this ridge of higher pressure. It's going to weaken some as it does, but it's going to provide a little bit of snow, and already some lower clouds are kind of rolling in from the ocean and starting to create overcast skies for much of Vermont. This bit of precipitation will arrive during the portion of Friday morning and then move on out for the most part. And we await a much more important system that's back a little bit off to the west of this map here. That'll be rolling up and then developing into a fairly strong area of low pressure and track it just to our north and to our west and north. And looking at first Saturday's lead system that comes in, it will be moving into colder air, so it'll be all snow, and you can see the precipitation here moving through fairly quickly in short order, passing fairly quickly southwest to northeast. It's this next weather system we have the worries, and this will be arriving, of course, on Sunday. Looks like it warms up aloft, so that this will be starting out probably, it could start out as a very tiny bit of mix, but most likely it's going to be all rain. This would be valid 7 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. So the next model 6-hour panel here shows the precipitation relatively heavy, maybe even some thunderstorms driving through parts of southern New England, southern New York. And this area of low pressure that starts here really intensifies and starts to wrap up as a 988 millibar low. That's pretty significant, and that's what's forcing a lot of those southeasterly winds downsloping across the western slopes of the Green Mountains, but also we're starting to see more of a problem for the Northeast Kingdom and our basin and sort of ranges, north-south ranges, that'll also come into play here with very strong gusty winds. So this seems to be expanding not only for the western part of Vermont and then back over toward the Lake Champlain region, but also to the east. So this is looking like it's covering a little bit more real estate with the latest European model run. You can see most of the activity is long gone here by the time we get up to about 1 o'clock in the morning on Monday. So primarily, I think roughly about 7 o'clock in the morning through about 7 p.m. in the evening is going to be the main deal. With the afternoon, well, the morning hour is probably strongest in southern Vermont, and then the afternoon probably strongest in northern Vermont. And now we have to include the Northeast Kingdom with some downsloping off the White Mountains. Once again, looking at wind speeds here, we start to reach thresholds in sort of the lighter green colors. And so you can see the 6-hour jump there is pretty significant. That's valid at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it looks like at least through that point in the morning hours, it's mainly going to be more of a southern Vermont deal, but winds will be gusting across the entire Green Mountain spine and points to the west. This is what's more significant. This is valid again at 7 p.m. on Sunday evening, and it looks like the winds are still humming, but it's spread mainly north of Rutland, with areas of the Northeast Kingdom being affected by the downsloping action of those same southeasterly winds across an area here. You note also there are other areas, including Maine and parts of Massachusetts, New Hampshire, that may also be affected. Just going back one panel here. You can see there's some pretty strong winds along the western slopes of the Berkshires, sort of secondarily this area here through Springfield or a little west of Springfield, Worcester, Massachusetts, and then along the slopes of the higher terrain. So we're under the gun here, and this looks fairly significant and worrisome. The good news is you can see the really quick drop-off as low pressure starts to redevelop east of our region, and the strongest wind fields shift out of the region very, very fast. Now, on the backside of this weather system, I also want to call your attention here. We can see some wind gusts and near thresholds along the southern Green Mountains, just blowing in from basically west to east. That would happen sometime around Monday afternoon, and it could last into Monday evening before things move off. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.